Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another kicking, you guessed it, action figure review. Got another 2-pack for you today. Been doing a few 2-packs recently. It is the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection In Space Red Ranger versus Astronema 2-pack. As you can see, I got it on clearance from GameStop. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even have this yet. But I have a couple figures of the Red In Space Ranger already. I could have waited on him, but Andromeda is one of the best Power Ranger villains of all time, and it's about time we got a cool adult collectible figure of her. Maybe one day we'll get one with the red hair. I actually prefer Andromeda with the short red hair, to be honest. Because that's more the style from the Psycho Rangers arc, which is... that's the good shit. As you can see, you got some nice artist depictions, figures in the window here. The artist depiction goes around the side. You see you got some product shots on the back. On the side again. Top, bottom full of legal stuff. And that's it. So let's bust these out of package. And here they are out of package. The In Space Red Ranger and Astronema. Yeah, complicated relationship between these two, but, you know, save that for when I review In Space on the second channel one day. They're pretty cool figures. They come with several accessories. I'm going to move them out of the way. The Red Ranger comes with an unmasked Andros head. We're actually getting an Andros figure at some point. Like, I think it's him when he's cloaked and, you know, infiltrating that villains gathering with Dark Spectre and stuff in, like, episode 1 or whatever. If I remember correctly. Haven't seen In Space in a while. But yeah, it's a nice head sculpt. Andros on his figure has 2 holding hands, but he also comes with a fist hand for the right hand and a fist hand for the left hand, sorry, and a pointing hand for the right hand. Pretty cool. I like the pointing hand, that's unique. And he comes with a couple weapons as well. You got his blaster that all the In Space Rangers have, and then you have his more unique weapon, which is actually one of my favorite weapons in Power Rangers. I always thought the kind of drill sword was a really cool concept. Really, really like that. Then Andromeda herself has several accessories. She also has 2 holding hands already on her. And then she comes with a fist hand for each side. You also get her staff, which is pretty cool. Actually painted pretty well, I would say. With a cool energy effect for it. Red doesn't get an energy effect, but she does. I really wish she had an interchangeable head. I really wish she had the, really wish she had the red head. And I'll show you why as we get into articulation. This head hinders so much. All this hair in the front and all this hair in the back makes it so you basically can't really turn her head much. Like, it can go this way a bit, but this way, forget about it. There's a little up and down. In and out on the shoulders. She's got these pads that are attached to, like, the torso more. There's a butterfly joint, forward and back. It is hindered by the pads. Elbow bend, elbow rotation, wrist rotation, and we also have forward and back on the wrist as well. You got all that torso movement, the waist crunch, in and out on the leg, forward on the leg. Doesn't really want to go back because of her bodacious booty. Thigh swivel. You got a double knee bend right there. And there's no boot swivel, but because it's lower, so it's like an ankle swivel, kind of. But there's also an ankle pivot. As you can see, there's peg holes on the bottom of the feet, and up and down on the feet as well. She's a very cool figure. I really like her. Now I want to show you In Space Red Ranger. I keep wanting to call him Andros. It's a cool name. Give me a break. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He'll go well with my In Space yellow. Ooh, I just popped this head off. Up and down on the head, side to side. Lots of that same torso. Waist crunch, butterfly joint, up and down, forward, back, double elbow bend, wrist swivel. And you also got a forward and back on these wrists as well. In and out on the leg, not really back. Forward though. thigh swivel, double knee bend, ankle pivot, up and down on the feet. And then the only real difference in articulation between the two point-wise is that he has a boot swivel instead of a lower swivel. But his head does move a lot more than hers, simply because, you know, he doesn't have all that hair. And also his elbows articulate differently. But those are really the only articulation differences. Detail and paint-wise, it's pretty good. The chest looks really good. The visor, as I'm sure you might have already noticed, has multiple white splotches on it. I can easily fix that, so I'm not really concerned about it. It was very obvious when I bought him and I saw him in package in hand that he would have those, and I was like, I can fix that. It's on clearance, you know? But I mean, other than that one little thing, the paint job's really good. Fully painted on the back, nice and shiny here. He's got a holster for his blaster. Pretty cool. I really dig Andromeda. Well, the sculpt of the hair looks really good. It's really not worth the hindrance to me, but I really like the way the face is painted and stuff. The armor is really cool. Lots of shiny silvers and grays all over her. She's a pretty fantastic looking figure. I really like her. But now let's get into size comparisons. Before that, Andromeda actually has one more accessory. It's this stabby thing that she can hold, but it actually attaches to her leg like this. I'm not going to display her with it because it's going to be extremely easy to lose. But I kind of misplaced it, which is why I didn't show it. But yeah, I found it. Here it is. For our first size comparison of the day, here they are with a couple of the figures from the current Kids Power Ranger toy line, which is the Dino Fury toy line. Here on the left we have Dino Fury Blue, and here on the right we have Boom Tower. You know, I think they look perfectly fine with these figures. Yeah, sure, the sculpts don't really line up, but size-wise, I think they look good. And here they are next to some other larger figures. Here on the left was Bandai's adult collectible line before they lost the license. The Power Rangers Legacy Collection Armored Dragon Shield Red Ranger was a GameStop exclusive. And here on the right we have the Sentai Hero Series EX quote-unquote Void Knight. That's more than likely the name you know him by. Yeah, those are just too big for these figures. The scale just doesn't work out, sadly. And of course, I'm going to show them with their own line. Here they are with other Lightning Collection figures. On the left, we have the Walgreens exclusive Dino Thunder White Ranger with replacement head. And on the right, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive metallic Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. I think they look totally fine. You know, I think this really works out. As long as a line scales with itself, that's all the scaling it really needs. So I'm happy to say that it scales... the 2-pack, it scales with other Lightning Collection figures. And last but not least, I wanted to show them with one of the Lightning Collection Deluxe villain figures. Here we have King Sphinx. He's a big old boy. I think it would be super cool to pose him fighting the Red Ranger and stuff, maybe working for the Andromeda figure. It's pretty cool. I'll get Pumpkin Wrapper at some point. And I've seen they've announced more. All the ones that they've announced are Mighty Morphin. Hopefully we'll get some from other shows, you know. That'd be really cool. But until then... So what are my final thoughts on the Hasbro Lightning Collection Power Rangers In Space Red Ranger and Astronema 2-pack? I actually really love it. The Red Ranger's really solid. He has a really unique hand. Red In Space Ranger is a great Ranger. They're both from one of the best Power Ranger seasons out there. The season that saved Power Rangers, actually. She's one of my favorite villains of all time. He's got one of my favorite Power Ranger weapons of all time. I've always wanted a figure of her. Do I wish she had an interchangeable head with the red hair? Yes. That's definitely the one I would display her with because I prefer that look for her just straight up, and also it would have better articulation because it has short hair. One thing I noticed with this pack is that it's a lot like the SPD Blue Rangers 2-pack, where the Ranger that had a blaster didn't have trigger hands. He just had regular holding hands. And then the one that didn't have a blaster had trigger hands. With the trigger finger like kind of a separate part of the sculpt so that you could get it on the trigger. This 2-pack is the same way. Andros here just has regular holding hands, and he has the blaster. She has trigger hands with the finger kind of sculpted separately. You see? But she doesn't have a blaster. What? They did it again. They did it for both these 2-packs. I think they came out around the same time. They did it for both of them. Very weird choice. I think it's just because they don't want to sculpt new hands for the Rangers. But then it's like, oh, you know, Astronema and the SPD A Squad Ranger have to be... Well, that's not... No, that doesn't make sense either, because the A Squad Blue Ranger is the one that needed the trigger hand. Because the A Squad Blue Ranger, I think, had a trigger hand, and he also has a blaster, but... it's hard to really... I'm not saying this well. He doesn't have trigger hands, just holding hands. She has trigger hands, but she doesn't have a blaster, and he does. Very odd. Very odd choice. I don't know what to think of it. It's weird. But it is a good 2-pack. As you can see, I was easily able to fix the visor between shots. Very simple fix. But that is it. They're good figures. They got problems. But they are good figures. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time.